Have you ever felt that you're just going through the motions, doing what everyone else is doing and following the lead without really questioning if it's the best choice for you? One of the biggest mind shifts you can have is realizing that being deliberate about actions is key to getting what you want in terms of goals. So what do I mean by being deliberate? This is to say that every action one takes either brings you or me closer to or further from our goals. But here's the catch. This link between action and goals isn't automatic. It requires active effort. You need to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And is this the best way to achieve my goal? Instead of subconsciously doing something out of accidental habit. So for example, imagine you always study by going to lectures because that's what students do. But what if you realize you learn better by skipping the lecture, watching the lectures at 2 times speed, and doing the practice problems instead? This is an example. Most people, I would say, should go to lectures, but for somebody, this may be a better example, better method to improve their grades. And this is to say, we're not going to class because everyone else does. We're doing what actually helps us, which in this case is to perform the best in that class. And this is hard because although it may sound like an obvious choice because you should do what works best for you, there's many cases where we don't do it. And this is because we act on instinct and emotions by default. We just react instead of stepping back and thinking what is the best course of action. And we're also following normal behavior. So kind of following the pack. And this is natural human behavior. So in another example, it would be anger, which is the reaction when we're upset. So anger can serve a purpose, of course. It's not by accident that we evolved to be angry. And in essence, anger is to show that there's a strong boundary which should not be passed. But if our goal isn't just to vent our frustration and improve our future interactions, then it's much better to be deliberate and realize that calmly explaining whatever is making you angry is way more effective in achieving whatever your goal is. So how can we break free from these default actions and not just follow what the normal is? And of course, this can be done by testing things, experimenting, and stepping back to see what works for you. A great mindset shift is to regularly ask yourself, is this action helping me or making things worse? And another example would be that some people thrive with structure, like I said, so lectures are good with them. But if you're a better independent learner, then going and watching the recorded lectures and studying on your own might be the better path. So how can we be more deliberate on a day-to-day basis? So you can try to make it a habit to notice patterns where your natural reactions don't serve you and ask yourself every time you have this trigger of something is not working for me, what can I do to change this? And test different approaches to find what works best for you. So you don't need to have a perfect clarity and solve all of your problems in one day, but some small deliberate improvements can make a massive difference. So here's a challenge. Identify one area where you're acting without thinking and kind of being a robot, and question it and test an alternative. See if it works better for you, and let me know in the comments what that habit is that you want to reconsider so that we can get better all together. Thanks for watching.